Denmark looks like it was designed by someone who wanted to prove that a small country could contain an entire world of natural beauty. And honestly, after spending time exploring what this place actually looks like, I think they succeeded. Today we are going on a visual and emotional journey through the landscapes, coastlines, forests, and wild open spaces that make Denmark one of Europe's most underrated natural treasures. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you will completely understand why people who visit Denmark often end up moving there. But before I continue, please subscribe to our channel to enable us to create more informative and educational videos about our beautiful planet. It does not cost you anything to subscribe, but means the world to us. So please be kind and click on the subscribe button. Let us start with something that catches almost every first-time visitor completely off guard. Denmark is flat, like genuinely, surprisingly, almost disarmingly flat. And you might think that sounds boring. You might picture endless grey plains stretching toward nothing interesting. But here is what nobody tells you about a flat country sitting between two seas with the wind constantly moving across it. The sky becomes the landscape. The clouds become the mountains. And the light, oh, the light does something absolutely extraordinary in Denmark that you simply cannot find in places with dramatic elevation changes. The Danish sky shifts constantly. In a single afternoon, you can witness pale gold morning mist rolling over wetlands, dramatic storm clouds building over the North Sea, and then a sunset that turns the entire horizon every shade of pink and orange imaginable. This is not accidental. This is geography doing something genuinely beautiful. Now let us talk about the coastline, because Denmark has around 7,300 kilometers of it. When you consider that Denmark is a relatively small country, that number becomes almost absurd. What it means in practice is that you are almost never far from water, and the variety of what you find along those coasts is remarkable. On the western side, facing the North Sea, you get raw, powerful, wind-swept beaches. Places like Blokhus and Løkken, where massive white sand dunes rise up behind long stretches of beach, and the waves come in strong and cold and magnificent. These are not gentle resort beaches. These are dramatic, elemental, almost cinematic coastlines where you feel genuinely small against the forces of nature. Then you move to the eastern side, facing the calm waters of the Kattegat and the Baltic, and the entire mood changes. Sheltered coves, calm turquoise water, gentle beaches lined with beach grass and small colorful beach houses. It is the same country, the same climate, but somehow an entirely different emotional experience. That contrast alone makes Denmark worth exploring. Let us move inland, because Denmark has forests and heathlands and river valleys that deserve far more attention than they typically receive. The Jutland Peninsula, which makes up the majority of Denmark's landmass, contains landscapes that feel ancient and untouched. Rebuild Bakker is a national park in northern Jutland that surprises people every single time. Rolling heather-covered hills, dense beech forests, and river valleys that wind through the landscape with a kind of peaceful inevitability. In late summer, when the heather blooms purple across the hillsides, the whole place looks like something from a fantasy novel. Beech forests are genuinely one of Denmark's secret weapons. And I use that phrase deliberately, because these forests feel almost magical. Danish beeches grow tall and dense, their canopies creating a green cathedral effect that filters light in extraordinary ways. In spring, the new leaves emerge in a shade of green so bright and fresh it almost seems unreal. In autumn, the same forests turn copper and amber and deep red. Visiting a Danish beech forest in October is one of those experiences that stays with you long after you have gone home. The Danish islands add yet another dimension to all of this. Denmark contains hundreds of islands, and each one has its own distinct character and natural personality. Bornholm, sitting alone in the Baltic Sea closer to Sweden than to Denmark, has granite cliffs, round churches, smokehouses, and a light quality that has attracted artists for well over a century. The southern island of Møn has the famous white chalk cliffs of Møns Klint, dropping dramatically into the Baltic, surrounded by ancient beech forest. These cliffs contain fossils and create a landscape so unexpected in flat Denmark that people genuinely gasp when they first see them. Fano, one of the islands off the western coast of Jutland, is all windswept dunes and wide tidal flats and traditional painted houses sheltering from North Sea winds. The tidal area around Fano and the broader Wadden Sea coastline is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to millions of migratory birds that stop there during their journeys between Arctic breeding grounds and African wintering areas. Watching the murmuration of starlings over the Wadden Sea at dusk, where hundreds of thousands of birds move together in shifting black formations, is one of the most spectacular wildlife experiences anywhere in Europe. Speaking of wildlife, Danish nature is genuinely rich with animal life. Red deer move through Jutland's forests. Sea eagles have made a comeback and can be spotted soaring over wetlands and lakes. Harbour porpoises swim in Danish waters. Storks nest on rooftops in southern Jutland villages, and the skies during migration seasons fill with birds in numbers that feel almost overwhelming. Denmark takes conservation seriously, and it shows in how healthy the natural ecosystems feel. Water defines Denmark in ways that go beyond just the coastline. The country has hundreds of lakes, many of them formed during the last ice age, sitting in gentle valleys and surrounded by reeds and forest. Silkeborg Lake District in central Jutland is a network of these glacier-carved lakes connected by rivers, particularly the Gudner, which is Denmark's longest river. Kayaking or canoeing through this system, moving through quiet water with dragonflies hovering and herons standing motionless in the shallows, feels completely removed from ordinary life. The seasons transform all of this constantly, and that is worth emphasizing. Danish spring brings an explosion of wildflowers across meadows and forest floors. Summer brings long golden evenings that last until almost 11 at night, where the light never fully disappears and everything glows. Autumn brings color changes and migrating birds and clear, cold air that makes the landscapes feel sharp and vivid. Winter brings frost patterns on reeds, frozen lake surfaces, and occasionally snow that turns the beech forests into something genuinely fairy tale-like. There is also something about the human relationship with Danish nature that deserves mention. The Danes have a deep cultural connection to their outdoor spaces. The concept of getting outside, of walking, cycling through the countryside, swimming in the sea regardless of temperature, is woven into Danish daily life in a way that differs from many other places. You feel this when you visit. The paths through forests are well maintained, but never overly commercialized. The beaches are accessible. The countryside is approachable. Nature here is not something kept behind fences and admission fees. It is simply part of life. And maybe that is the most beautiful thing about Danish nature in the end. Not any single dramatic view or famous landmark, though those absolutely exist. It is the way the landscape integrates with how people actually live. The cyclist crossing a causeway between islands at sunset. The family walking through autumn forest on a Sunday afternoon. The elderly couple drinking coffee in a beach shelter, watching waves come in. Denmark teaches you that you do not need towering mountains or tropical beaches to have a profound relationship with the natural world. If this video gave you valuable information on traveling in Denmark, then please hit that like and subscribe button, because we have so much more content that we would love to create for our viewers. We are 100% dependent on your support, and by subscribing to the channel, you will enable us to create more informative and educational videos.